to serve as a facilitator of this session. I hope this session is very fruitful and useful in strengthening the relationship between African and Japanese universities. So the time is very much limited, so I'd like to start the presentation sessions. The first presentation will be given from Hokkaido University. The speaker is Executive Vice President, Professor Yokota. So Professor Yokota, could you start your presentation when you are ready?
Yes. Good afternoon and evening, everyone. I'm Yokota Atsushi, Executive Vice President of Hokkaido University in charge of International Affairs and SDGs. It is my honor to have this opportunity to introduce my dear university today. Hokkaido is the northernmost island of Japan, and our university has its central campus in the heart of Sapporo City, as well as another campus in the port town Hakodate and the experimental forests. We have 12 undergraduate schools, 21 graduate schools, and 25 research institutes and centers, which cover a wide range of academic fields from science, humanities and human sciences to fishery science. Number of staff members and students, about 4,000 and 18,000 respectively. Our strengths was viewed from the number of research papers lies in the fields of clinical medicine, chemistry, plant and animal sciences, physics, and material science in particular. As for university rankings, our efforts for the SDGs are highly recognized worldwide, especially in the THE impact rankings. In 2022, Hokkaido University is ranked 10th among 1,400 universities in the world. Among the 17 goals, Hokkaido University is well evaluated in zero hunger, life below water, life on land, and the partnerships as for the goals. In terms of the collaboration with the university in Africa, Hokkaido University has a strong relationship, particularly with the University of Zambia, back to 1982 for research and education in veterinary medicine. Regarding joint research activities with the University of Zambia, one example of research achievement of the collaborative project was development of the rapid diagnosis kit for Ebola virus disease to search for a host virus in Zambia and Congo. Research Center for Zoonosis Control was established at the School of Veterinary Medicine in the University of Zambia and has been the base for our long-lasting research collaboration over 15 years. Another research project with the University of Zambia is visualization of impact of chronic latent chemical hazard and geoecological remediation to manage the lead contamination program in Zambia through a multidisciplinary approach. The sanitation value chain project has also been underway since 2006 to improve water, sanitation, and hygiene in Africa. In 2014, Hokkaido University initiated the Study in Japan Global Network project funded by the Japanese government, aiming to increase the number of students from sub-Saharan Africa to Japan by 50%. And the Hokkaido University Africa Lusaka office plays a leading role of the project. Its satellite office was opened in Nairobi in 2019 to expand our activities to Eastern and Western Africa. In this slide, you can find the international exchange situation between Hokkaido University and the universities in Africa. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, we accepted 89 students and 41 researchers from Africa, and 101 HU researchers visited Africa in 2019. And those can be the options in which Hokkaido University can collaborate with African universities furthermore. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Yokota, for a wonderful presentation. So we'd like to move on to the second presentation from the University of Christchurch. The speaker is President Professor Modi. So, President Modi, could you start your presentation? Let me see whether she is joining. It seems Professor
Nadia, can you hear me?
Okay, so could you start your presentation?
I can't put the camera.
Yes, we can see you.
Yes. Hello, everybody. I am Nadia Mzouki, President of the University of Carthage, and I have a great pleasure to participate in this roundtable meeting of presidents. I'm going to talk about the University of Carthage, the Japanese Tunisian University Corporation, and the expectation in the future. For our university, it's founded in 1988. It contains 23 higher education institutions with 10 institutions under joint supervision and 5 research centers. We have 32,000 students with 3,000 professors and 2,000 staff administrative. Our university is a multidisciplinary university. It contains all disciplines except of medicine. Our university is considered as the biggest university in Tunisia because it contains 38, as I say, institutions. It contains 7 campuses spread over 5 cities. For the cooperation with the Japanese university, we have 3 agreements in force with University of SAKURA, the University of Aizu, and Hosei University. For the University of Tsukuba, we collaborate greatly with INAT, the oldest school of agronomic sciences in Tunisia. It cooperates with many projects in terms of water, groundwater management, bioresources, irrigation, and all things in relation with agronomic sciences. With the Institute of ISTIC, the Information and Communication Institute of Technology, Hosei University collaborates with this institution with recent issue in the intelligent robotics, machine learning, and distributed system. The same institute collaborates greatly with Aizu University in terms of supporting ICT startups for women and young people. Other activities in terms of research and other activity like symposium, like artificial intelligence program with the SUBCOM and graduation ceremony. And the most significant event is the visit of the Greek-Japanese architect Chigeru Ban in April 2019 in the only school of architecture in Tunisia, in the University of Carthage. For the future, we have the expectation, which is divided in 2 fields. For Japanese university, we look more setting up joint project for the economic benefit of both countries, more professors and student exchange in terms of master and PhD, putting emphasis of the technological fields, ICT, robotics, and intelligence artificial for food, water, and energy. And for SAKURA program, we look to students selected from Tunisia, creating a network of African and Japanese university, looking to the future with the mindset of win-win. And I finally finish with our slogan, which is inspired from Carthage saying, I will either find a way or make one. And thank you very much for you.
Thank you very much, Professor Doji, for nice presentation. So next presentation will be given from Sophia University. The speaker is President Terumichi. So President Terumichi, could you start your presentation?
Yes, thank you very much, Professor Watanabe. My name is Yoshiaki Terumichi, President of Sophia University. I'd like to introduce our achievements with African countries, as well as our future possibilities. The university's initiatives could be characterized in 3 points. First, we have various researchers specialized in African studies and global issues in our graduate schools. Second, we offer opportunities to undergraduate students to interact with students, researchers, and practitioners from African countries. Third, these opportunities are also open to public through various events. I'd like to explain briefly about our overview. Sophia University, established in 1913, has 9 faculties and 10 graduate schools. Around 1,400 international students from 84 countries are studying at Sophia. We have 396 international partner institutions, in which 14 institutions are in 12 African countries. Among them, we have student exchange agreements with 6 institutions in 5 countries. As for SAKURA Science Exchange Program, 13 programs have been selected since 2014. These include 7 concerning environmental issues, such as water problems and ecosystems, in the Graduate School of Global Environmental Studies, 5 that focus on engine systems and smart mobility in the Graduate School of Science and Technology, and 1 program on the impact of science and technology on society, economy, and culture in the Faculty of Economics. Having this experience, research exchange in similar fields can be expected with African partners. In addition, considering that Sophia already has student exchange programs and research exchange in humanities and social science area, it is expected that expansion in this area will give further possibilities of exchange in Africa and lead to the promotion of exchanges. I would like to introduce our initiatives from the next slide. In terms of research fields, African studies are offered in several faculties in various areas. The Institute of Asian, African, and Middle Eastern Studies also conducts events and research that transcends departments or international joint research projects. In terms of educational activities, several active programs are offered under agreement with each institution. we have been conducting short-term study programs Learn from Africa since 2015 in 4 countries, Benin, Cameroon, South Africa, and Cote d'Ivoire. As for semester exchange program, we have active student exchange with our partner institutions. Since 2017, Africa Weeks is held every year in aims to introduce our initiatives related to Africa and to create opportunities of interaction with people from Africa. It started by co-hosting Africa Day in 2017 with all African ambassadors to Tokyo. We work closely in cooperation of embassies and international organizations. Last examples are our collaboration with international organizations. We have concluded an MOU with the African Development Bank headquarters in 2019 to strengthen educational and academic collaboration. We have also co-organized an international conference, New Visions of Africa, to discuss the prospects of Africa in cooperation with the community of St. Egidio and others. In this way, Sophia University will promote research and cooperative activities with African universities from both academic and educational perspectives. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Teremichi, for a nice presentation. Okay, so next, the presentation will be from University of Ghana. So the speaker is Vice Chancellor, Professor Amfo. Professor Amfo, could you start your presentation?
Okay, thank you. Pulling up the presentation. Text. No, it's on the text. Oops. Next up. Is it possible for someone to share from the Secretariat? I'm having problems getting onto my desktop. Okay, that's the presentation. Okay. Okay. So, okay, thank you very much. My name is Nana Bakia, Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, so the profile of the University of Ghana. The University of Ghana was established as the University College of the Gold Coast, affiliated to the University of London in 1946. In 1957, when we attained independence, it was renamed the University of Ghana. And in 1961, we became an autonomous university, awarding its own degrees. Since then, the student numbers have increased, and we currently have a student population of about 66,000 students. The university seeks to become a research-intensive university, and this vision is expatiated through 9 strategic priorities. In 2013, we established a collegiate system which took effect from 2014. And so we administer the university through 4 colleges: the College of Health Science, the College of Basic and Applied Sciences, which has everything from agriculture to engineering to biological sciences to mathematical and physical sciences, including computer science and so on. And then we have our College of Humanities, which is also quite broad. We have the School of Law, the Business School, the School of Arts, Performing Arts, Languages, and so on, and a number of institutes and centers. And that's where we have our Institute of African Studies. We also have a Center for Asian Studies, and then the College of Education. At the center, we have some strategic support units such as the School of Graduate Studies, the Office of Research, Innovation and Development, which manages research across the university, the International Programs Office, and the Office of Institutional Advancement. Next slide, please. Yes, so the university has recently articulated an international strategy. And the vision for that is for us to become an institution of choice in Africa for international partnerships to drive cutting-edge research, teaching, and knowledge dissemination. That's why a conference like this is very important for us. In terms of international strategic priorities, we want to build strategic, equitable partnership, promote internationalization of curriculum and pedagogy, forge stronger international links for research, innovation, and enterprise, strengthen the international student recruitment strategy, create memorable campus experience, and promote staff and student academic mobility. And also to develop an international staff recruitment strategy, promote multilingualism, and build stronger international reputation and visibility. And in terms of the UG's comparative strengths, we can talk about biomedical research, including research into communicable and non-communicable diseases, also food security, plant breeding, food processing and production, climate change adaptability. We have climate change research happening across disciplines here at the university. Also, we do quite a bit of development policy and poverty monitoring and evaluation. And finally, we also strong in the ethics, arts, and culture. And so when we go on to the next slide, I talk about some partnerships that we have had with Japanese institutions. So next slide, please. Yes, so the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research has had a long-standing, and you can tell from the name, has had a long-standing relationship with Japan, JICA, and other Japanese institutions. The more recently, they aided in the construction of the advanced laboratory there, which was worth 28 million USD. We also, the construction of a 715 kilowatt solar farm to generate electricity for the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. And we also recently went into partnership with Toyota Ghana Limited, a subsidiary of Marubeni Corporation, for the construction of an engineering training center, which we are near completion. Yamanashi University, which is a public university in Japan, has graduate scholarship offer for UG students in material science and engineering, and also in the Institute for Environmental and Sanitation Studies. Tokyo University of Agriculture and Technology has been in collaboration with UG since 2010, and 2 University of Ghana students from the School of Agriculture go to TUAT for a 10-month period each year as part of their studies. And the next slide, which is the final one. Yes, so UG Fiji Oil Group, the School of Engineering Sciences here collaborates with the Fiji Oil Shea Butter Extracts for chocolate processing. As you know, we are known for our chocolate. The UG Ajinomoto collaboration also resulted in the production of Cocoa Plus, which is a food supplement for maternal and child nutrition improvement. And the Japanese government, through the Mombushu program, has trained more than 40 Ghanaian PhDs from different Japanese public universities. And the number of these PhDs are currently working or have recently worked at the University of Ghana. And lastly, you can also talk about the donation of a rainfall simulator to the Department of Agricultural Engineering here at UG by the Tokyo University of Agriculture and Technology to study rainfall effects and soil erosion. And so with this kind of history, I believe that we are even more poised to explore further collaboration with Japanese institutions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Anfo, for your nice presentation. So next it's my turn. Okay. So on this wonderful occasion, I will give an overview of the University of Tokyo and its exchange activities with African universities. The University of Tokyo was established in 1877 as the first national university in Japan. Since then, it has always played a leading role in research and education in Japan. Today, it consists of 10 faculties for undergraduate studies, 15 graduate schools, and 25 research institutes and centers. Our university has approximately 28,000 students. Among them, 4,600 students are international students, accounting for approximately 16% of all students. This slide shows details of the organization of our university for your reference. Since its establishment, the University of Tokyo has continuously produced great people who have made outstanding contributions in Japan and around the world. As of 2021, 11 graduates or existing members have been awarded the Nobel Prize, and one has won the Fields Medal. In the autumn of 2021, our president, Teruo Fujii, announced a statement of the guiding principles of the University of Tokyo, named U-Tokyo Compass. The U-Tokyo Compass has 3 core values. First, dialogue. Through dialogue, new academic knowledge will be created. Second, diversity and inclusion. Third, a university for everyone in the world. We will communicate to the world the attraction of the University of Tokyo as a university that anyone in the world would want to join. Obviously, promoting cooperation and partnerships with institutions outside Japan is of great importance to achieve the goals of U-Tokyo Compass. So far, we have international exchange agreement with 5 African universities shown here. Currently, there are 41 students and 22 researchers from Africa studying and carrying out research at the University of Tokyo. And as can be seen from this slide, we have been conducting joint research with Africa in a variety of fields, and such as sustainability challenges, agriculture, and policy, and so on. But to be honest, we still have room for improvement to strengthen the cooperation with African universities. We hope that we will deepen our relationship with African universities and expand our research. Excuse me. For student exchange, the University of Tokyo offers a variety of internship programs and intensive courses. This slide shows examples of available programs. Application of students in African universities to these programs are much welcomed. Since the beginning of the SAKURA Science Exchange Program, we have accepted more than 500 students from India, China, and so on through the program. The students visited various graduate schools and institutes shown here. And as you have heard in part 1 of today's conference, the program has been expanded to accept students from all over the world. We look forward to the opportunity to welcome students from Africa through the SAKURA Science Exchange Program. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Okay, so next presentation is from University of Pretoria. The speaker is Vice Chancellor, Professor Cooper. So Professor Cooper, could you start your presentation?
Okay, I want to have a PowerPoint presentation. A good afternoon and thank you. Good day and a warm welcome to honored presidents, ministers, vice chancellors, professors, and leaders in science and technology, innovation and the humanities in Japan and Africa. A heartfelt thank you to the Japanese Science and Technology Agency for organizing this deeply important University Exchange Conference and President's Roundtable. Thank you also to the co-organizers, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Japan, Minister of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology, Japan International Cooperation Agency, we popularly and fondly call JICA here, University of Tsukuba, Japan Africa Academic Network. This is indeed an exciting day. To share a bit about the University of Pretoria, which is considered one of the leading research-intensive universities in South Africa and on the African continent, ranked in the top 1.9% of universities worldwide. The university has 10 faculties which have graduate schools in them. It also has 72 centers and institutes. We recently built 4 transdisciplinary platforms for transdisciplinary research and research collaborations to address local and global challenges as expressed in the Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2063 of the African Union. These 4 transdisciplinary platforms are our premier spaces for collaboration with universities on the African continent and universities globally. We are positioning ourselves as the African Global University. These platforms are the following: the Future Africa Institute, which you can see behind me, which is a platform not for the University of Pretoria only, but for the rest of the continent and the rest of the world. It is a conference center for 300 people, a research commons, hotel for 300 people, and a catering facility for 300 people. In this facility, we choose particular local and global challenges and partner with as many African researchers and institutions through a strategic plan where we want to choose 30 to 40 strategic partners. Here we want to fulfill the growing interest in transdisciplinary research locally and globally that offers a unique opportunity for research institutions and universities everywhere to partner in creating knowledge and new ways of doing things. Over and above the Future Africa Institute, we have the Engineering 4.0, which uses the latest digital technologies and applications, including Internet of Things, robotics, artificial intelligence, and all. Then a new art center with 8 galleries, where scientists, people from the humanities, the social sciences, business, collaborating for new forms of art that are meant to interpret how we live as human beings in the world. Over the past year, I've frequently spoken about the Japanese-oriented concept of Society 5.0. What a beautiful concept. A living system where the combination of the best of human skills and technologies, such as collaborative robotics and AI, complement each other in creating a sustainable society. As our Japanese colleagues well know, the concept of Society 5.0 emanated from Japan in 2016 when the Japanese government disseminated information on the 5th Basic Plan for Science and Technology, 2016 to 2020. They called the initiative Society 5.0. In Society 5.0, which has become a global concept. All sorts of systems, such as medicine, energy, food, transportation, among others, are connected for the mitigation of local and global problems to improve the quality of life for all people and create a future that shifts us from the planetary tipping point. Hence, the conference and the Japanese Science and Technologies proposal to invite young Africans to Japan through the SAKURA Science Exchange Program could not come at a better time. And it excites me as to what we could achieve between Africa and Japan. We are all keenly aware that we are living in difficult and disturbing times, but the upside is that it requires us to do things differently, to collaborate without borders, and to think and act both locally and globally. Together, through exchanges like this, we need to rethink economic, industrial, political, and national and global governance systems. We need to be influencers of the global trends and solution finders for the many wicked problems facing our planet, as expressed through the UN Sustainable Development Goals and for us in Africa, Agenda 2063. Transdisciplinarity is the call of the hour, and our universities and higher education institutions need to play a crucial role in the co-evolving of the innovation-driven knowledge economy, democracy, and environmentalism as represented by the quintuple helix. We need to bring together our researchers, work together, and expose learners and students to what is possible. Through collaborations such as the SSP, we can achieve a scale in so many different fields, including science, technology, and the humanities. It starts with all of us here today. Speaking as the Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of Pretoria, or UP as we are called, we would like to collaborate with Japan in our Future Africa campus and Innovation Africa Research Park, which is our third transdisciplinary platform. One of the number of initiatives on this campus is Engineering 4 that I mentioned, launched in 2020 as a research and training hub for smart transport systems and smart cities, including Africa's first independent materials testing facility. While the research undertaken here is global application, it is specifically designed and developed for the African context. As you know, much of the technology developed to date is from Japan, Europe, and the US. Overall, our African universities need to produce far greater numbers of future skilled graduates and PhDs to scale up economic development on the continent. The production of PhDs in every field is crucial to produce patents, turn research findings into new growth areas, and train the next generation of postgraduates. To achieve this, we need to accelerate key international partnerships and collaborations between our countries, universities, and industries and governments. UP has a technology and business incubator called Taxnovation, which provides an environment where innovators and entrepreneurs can establish themselves. Startups and small business incubation between higher education institutions facilitated by governments can enable a new form of internationalization that provides huge potential for international cooperation and business growth. This is essential for our continent, where approximately 65% of African citizens are below the age of 35. Inequality is a major and growing challenge, and one of the most pressing leadership issues on the continent is youth unemployment and the future of work. It is important, therefore, in this context that we address comprehensively inclusive economic growth, ability to co-create and create knowledge that addresses pandemics of every kind, not just disease, but pandemics, and that it is better in this context to be working together with our Japanese colleagues in transdisciplinary efforts that are able to carry out challenge-led research and create sustainable pathways for better futures for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Kube, for a nice talk. So next presentation will be given from Tokyo Medical and Dental University. The speaker is Professor Morio. So Professor Morio, please start your presentation.
Sure. All right, good evening from Tokyo. My name is Tomohiro Morio, Vice President of Tokyo Medical and Dental University, TMDU. It is a great honor for me to be able to speak to you, and I also would like to thank JST for kindly inviting our university to participate in this wonderful side event. Let me share a little bit about our history. Tokyo Medical and Dental University, TMDU, was established, this is the one. Tokyo Medical and Dental University was established in 1928. We have two faculties, Faculty of Medicine and Dentistry, two research institutes, and one university hospital. So TMDU is not a big university, but was selected as one of the 10 designated national universities by the Japanese government for our educational and research excellence. As for TMDU's vision, we strive to cultivate professionals with knowledge and humanity, thereby contributing to people's health and well-being of the society. Ghana TMDU Research Collaboration Center and Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research was established in year 2008. For further development of joint medical research between Japan and the West African sub-region, TMDU and each major division of the division have agreements with various schools and other institutions. Our partner institutions under these agreements in Africa are the University of Ghana, Noguchi Memorial Institute, and the University of Dodoma in Tanzania. Under each agreement, research projects and student exchanges have been enhanced, thereby creating further relationships. The region of West Africa often gets attention in the world for emerging and re-emerging infections. And the research on infectious diseases in Africa is significant for promoting global measures. The collaborative research project with the Noguchi Memorial Institute has been ongoing for 15 years through the Japanese Initiative for Global Research Network on Infectious Disease, JGRIT project in Ghana. Under this project, by conducting research on dengue fever and vector mosquitoes, diarrhea caused by rotavirus, drug-resistant bacteria, and the Brody ulcer, we are contributing to infectious disease control in Ghana based on the findings obtained. In these 20 years, Ghana and TMDU have exchanged more than 100 students and researchers. Under the Japanese government scholarship program, MEXT, we have been accepting doctoral students. We are also welcoming international students in the master degree and short-term international visiting students. In Ghana, the Noguchi Memorial Institute accepts visiting medical students from TMDU. A curriculum that allows visitors to observe and participate in local medical care and research is carried out. And this curriculum contributes to the training of medical specialists with an international perspective. As a side note, not related to Africa, under SAKURA Science Exchange Program, we have invited 66 students from Asia to Japan over the past 6 years. Going forward, TMDU is committed to active ongoing research collaboration and student exchange under our partnership with the University of Ghana. In conclusion, we are pleased to continue creating opportunities to strengthen relationships, not only between our universities, but also between Japan and African countries. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Morio, for a wonderful talk. So next, University of Zambia will give presentation. The speaker is Vice Chancellor, Professor Sikwibele. So Professor Sikwibele, could you start your presentation when you are ready?
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I greet all the delegates. I'm greatly honored to be part of this great conference today, bringing about the collaborations between African universities and Japanese universities. My name's Professor Anne Sikwibele, and I'm the acting Vice Chancellor for the University of Zambia. And I'll talk briefly about the University of Zambia and the collaboration mainly with Hokkaido University and a few other universities in Japan. As you are aware, the University of Zambia is the first university in Zambia and is the largest university in Zambia. It was started in 1965 with less than 350 students, and it has grown to over 24,000 students currently, with several undergraduate and postgraduate programs. The University of Zambia has continued to excel in both local and international partnerships, in research projects, in order to solve problems within the country. Its growth is from, as you can see, from 4 schools which were started earlier. Now we have 13 schools and 3 institutes, covering most of the areas of study: education, humanities, social sciences, law, engineering, medicine, agriculture, mines, vet medicine, public health, health sciences, nursing, and graduate school of business. So it continues as an institution to be the leader in Zambia in most sectors of training in the country. And it also is the leader in terms of scholarly publications, recording over 250 scholarly publications on an annual basis, and having over 290 research projects ongoing within the university, with collaborating partners internally and outside. And these are also growing, and we hope that the numbers will increase. We provide leadership as a university in national research agenda, and the University of Zambia has been rising in terms of rankings internationally, from 55 in Africa in 2016 to 45 in number 45 in 2018 and 18 in 2021. Most of the collaborations with the School of Veterinary Medicine has been with Hokkaido University, and mainly in the areas of scientific laboratory research and infectious diseases and control. Although other universities have been coming on board, like Kyoto University, currently collaborating in the fields of engineering and groundwater research. But Hokkaido University has provided most of the collaboration between the university and several schools in the university. Currently also with the School of Agriculture in terms of rice production. The slide there shows just the many signed up MOUs with universities and other agencies globally. And we have recorded over 300 strategic partners globally, and we have been collaborating with several of them and increasing the collaborations. As I mentioned earlier, with the Hokkaido University in Japan, it has been a long-standing collaboration, as we heard from the president of Hokkaido, from the establishment of the veterinary medicine school to funding the laboratories and equipment modern, ultra-modern equipment in the laboratories, and to having joint research between staff of the two universities, as well as joint publications with the staff of the two universities. So staff development within our university, particularly from the veterinary medicine school, has been facilitated greatly through the collaboration with Hokkaido University in Japan. And in 2022, because of the contribution of the School of Veterinary Medicine, the school received an award for its contribution to veterinary medicine from Japan. And the collaborations are continuing. In terms of the past and present achievements, we have mentioned research capacity, which has improved and increased in the School of Veterinary Medicine, and it has been strengthened also, and it's through several donations from Hokkaido University and through research and publications. And in 2019, I need to mention that the Emperor of Japan donated 5 million Japanese yen in order to purchase equipment for the School of Veterinary Medicine. Another major project has been the Kawe Mine Pollution Amelioration Initiative to improve the quality of life of people in Kawe who were affected by the lead poisoning due to the leftover mines in Kawe. So the project has done a lot of research related to how to improve lead poisoning and improve the lives of the people. We also work closely with the United Nations University in Tokyo on the Education for Sustainable Development in Africa project, supported by the African Development Bank under the School of Mines. And we also work closely with Gifu University in Japan on bridge engineering under the School of Engineering. For the future, what are our expectations for the future exchange programs with Japan? We'll be looking forward to participating in the SAKURA science exchange programs so that we can give opportunities to our students and scholars for science and technology exchange initiatives and collaborative research for national development. We also expect to have collaborative research and exchange programs between the staff and students, and therefore continuing more exchange in science and technology. And the collaboration we hope can be for both staff and students, as well as research for both staff and students. I thank you for listening. I'm sorry, my slides sort of didn't work up to the end. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Squibele, for your presentation. So next presentation will be given by Tokyo University of Foreign Studies. The speaker is Vice President Professor Matsukuma. So Professor Matsukuma, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Jun Matsukuma, Vice President for International Affairs of Tokyo University of Foreign Studies, TUFS. It's a great honor for our university to participate in this conference. TUFS is a unique national university, primarily devoted to foreign language studies and international studies on the basis of social sciences and humanities. TUFS is relatively small, with around 4,200 students in total. 600 of them are international students from 77 countries. Currently, 26 African students are studying. Because of its compact nature, the intensive communication between students and teaching staffs is ensured. Importantly, TUFS is the only university in Japan with the African Studies course in undergraduate major. We have established partnerships with 236 institutions in 71 countries in the world to promote educational and academic exchange. In Africa, we have 12 partners institutions in 9 countries, as shown in the slide. Now, let me introduce degree programs for non-Japanese speakers. For undergraduates, we have School of Japan Studies, in which Japanese and international students learn together Japanese culture and society. Peace and Conflict Studies is a graduate program for professionals with expertise in peace and conflict, peace building, and other related global issues. And the joint doctoral program for sustainability research is a multidisciplinary doctoral program. For the promotion of the student exchange, we launched the Innovative Africa program with Kyoto University since 2020. This program serves to boost the number of exchange students with partnership universities in Africa. Aiming at deepening mutual understanding through this program, a series of art events were held in our university in June 2022 under the name of Feel Africa. TUFS has 2 specific research centers on Africa. The first one is African Studies Center. Among a wide range of its activities, inviting scholars from Africa and assisting student exchange with partner universities in Africa are particularly important. In terms of research activities, the center has organized joint seminars with African universities and publishes annually the English journal ASC TUFS Working Papers, which are accessible online. Research Institute for Languages and Cultures of Asia and Africa, which was established in 1964, is Japan's oldest research institute on Africa. It focuses 3 research areas, namely linguistics, anthropology, and history and area studies. Whereas the institute conducts a variety of research projects, representative ones are shown in the slides. Specializing the language and international studies, our university considers Africa as a focal point to which major resources should be allocated. We are determined to further strengthen the relationship with African universities. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Matsukuma, for your presentation. The final presentation in this session will be given by University of Tsukuba. The speaker is President Professor Nagata. So, Professor Nagata.
Okay, so good evening and good afternoon. So this is Takahiro Mori, the professor of University of Tsukuba. I'll introduce you the University of Tsukuba on behalf of Professor Nagata. So to introduce University of Tsukuba, I'll give you 3 keywords: Tsukuba Science City, Legend of Higher Normal School, and a Transborder University. So University of Tsukuba was established in Tsukuba Science City, the government planned city, so where a lot of research institutes are located. So we have a good collaboration with these institutes to establish the research and education program. The second is the Legend of Higher Normal School. So our university is preceded by a higher normal school, the teachers training college, in so since 150 years ago. And so this is the Professor Jigoro Kano, one of the famous director of so higher normal school, and he worked very hard to disseminate education and especially physical education. So we got the legend of Dr. Kano Jigoro. So we have a lot of laboratory school from elementary school to high school and especially aided schools. And also, we have accumulation of good so educational research, including physical education. The third, the Transborder University. So our motto is the universities open the world. So that means not only open the world itself, but also open to the disciplinary. So we have a lot of interdisciplinary approach, education and researches, including so social science, humanity, natural science, bioscience, medical science, even arts and sports. And we are open to the world, and so we have a lot of international students, more than 2,000. And from Africa, we have 96 students from 100. I'll give you the academic and research cooperation with Africa. So as Professor Nagata mentioned, so we have alliance for research on the Mediterranean and North Africa. And so we, the focal point of North African study. So this is one of the example of a research project. So we have a good collaboration with North African universities, including University of Carthage. And also, thanks to University of Carthage, we established the overseas office of University of Tsukuba in Tunis. So this is the first overseas office of our university. And also, thanks to universities in South Africa, including University of Pretoria, we have organized South Africa Japan University Forum, so-called SAJ Forum, since 2017, and we are very appreciated University of Pretoria to host the fourth forum, and also we appreciate Tokyo University of Foreign Studies to organize the fourth and fifth such forum. And for SAKURA Sciences online university program, so we hosted a lot of high school student visit and young researchers visit. And also last year, so we organized online university visit with a topic of Transborder University. So next year, we will celebrate the 50 years anniversary and 151 years anniversary of our university. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Morio, for wonderful presentation. So now, through the presentation in this session, we know that there are already many collaborating and exchange activities between African and Japanese universities. And I also hope that participants could have much deeper understanding on the respective universities which give presentation in this session. So I'd like to ask the organizer that how many minutes is remaining for discussion in this session?
Yes, this session have now 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, so 5 minutes is quite short, but we can discuss a little on the future expectation on research or student exchanges or collaborations. So if you have any questions or comments, could you raise your hand? No question or no comments? Okay, so Professor Morio, could you please? Professor Morio of Tsukuba University.
Yes. So thank you, Chair. So to promote the mutual collaboration between Africa and Japan, so I think it is very important to have a good example of collaboration. And also, so we need the relatively small framework to promote, to support, and so mutual, student exchange, such as SAKURA Science. So we have also the framework of collaboration, such as SATLabs, but the size is very too big to start for new universities, especially those who have real experience with collaborating with African university or collaborating with Japanese universities. So in that sense, so relatively the small the scale of the framework such as SAKURA Science will promote the mutual exchange so between Africa and Japan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Morio, for your nice comments. So I think that all of us here agree with him on the importance of SAKURA Science exchange program to promote the further exchange activities, in particular to start new collaboration. Thank you very much. Are there any other comments or questions? Several speakers referred to the SAKURA Science Exchange Program. So if you have any questions on this program, I think that the organizer can answer to your questions. Such question is also welcome. No other questions or comments? Okay, so since the remaining time is less than 2 minutes, so I think we can close this session and going back to the main Zoom room. Is it okay, the organizer?
Yes, it is okay. But please wait for 30 minutes because room A is now still discussion. So yeah, but you can move back to room A. But if you have any question to SAKURA Science program, it is welcome. No one? Okay, we move to main session. Wait a minute. Thank you, Professor Watanabe.
Thank you, all the speakers and participants for your collaborations. I think that now we can understand each other much better through your presentations. Thank you very much.